Hello everyone. I'm going to be doing a short replay review of a couple of replays here versus Shreekz that I played recently. I'm going to be pausing the games here. They're both pretty short. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit here, just until something starts happening. First things first, everyone's doing normal stuff. Okay, and here we go. You see, after we pause this here, Shreekz went ahead and sold down his 6th farm. He'd bought it here, but he actually sells it down back to 5. There we go. Shreekz does in fact place a mole warren down by the farm I just bought. So, when you go for mole rushes, generally what you want to do is you want to be rushing building farms because moles do crit damage against building farms. They don't do crit damage against already built farms. So these pigs here that are already built, moles do pretty low damage to them. However, these building farms that are just these little black tiles, they do a ton of damage against them. They can knock out an almost fully built farm in like 3 or so swings. It's very fast. So if Shreekz had decided to target instead, so he's using this mole warren to target this building farm because it's the closest. If he had instead built it here and decided to target this farm, it would have stopped this farm from completing. Why? I'm going to see that he's rushing me. I'm going to come back. I'm going to sell this farm. He's going to sell the mole warren. I'm going to rebuy a farm. He's going to go rebuy a farm. Okay, that's how it's going to work. But why force the sell on this farm, or on this farm, when you could force the sell on this farm? Because this one is so much less built than this one that it's going to waste way more of my time to force me to sell the one that's been building for longer than to force me to sell the one that's only been building for a short amount of time. So I think this is the first mistake that Shreekz makes. He decides to target a farm that has only just been placed down, only just been paid for, and is not going to try to target the one that's much more built. So okay, we'll keep going here. And I'm doing a pretty poor job of scouting at this point. I'm just trying to look at the map, and I haven't seen the mole rush yet. So the mole's gonna pop out. Here it goes. If Shreekz goes, he's gonna get a free farm here. Shreekz should be going. Okay, it's time to hit this farm. This is a free farm. I haven't seen it yet. I see that now. I'm seeing where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And there, I see that. Now there's 2 moles here. I'm wondering. Okay, I'm ready to sell this farm. That's what I'm going. Okay, I'm ready to sell a farm. He comes in for this farm instead. Okay, so I force the sell. I get 60 food back. Now, why did you not? Shreekz should have gone for this farm, right? Now this farm is finished building, and now look, 5 of my 6 pigs are all shooting at these built moles, and he's trying to focus down the already built pig. And you're gonna see these pigs do almost no damage, or sorry, the moles do almost no damage to this pig. 2 moles, that's 40 food, going down to do only about half health of a pig. A 3rd mole is coming in, but that's not gonna be enough, especially with, look, now all 6 pigs are shooting it. This mole is gonna go down in only a couple volleys here. I mean, this is, actually, I think these pigs are shooting the commander, but still, this mole is not going to survive very long. You'll see, here he goes again for this building pig, and the pig again survives with only a little bit of health left, but still, this is 60 food that Shreekz has now lost, and has gotten 0 value for it. So basically, at this point, Shreekz has 2 options. Cut his losses, cut 60 food, go home, sell this, and go buy his farms up again. Because now, Shreekz is at 5 farms, and I've been at 6 for quite a while. So right now I have the economy lead. You can see I do have all this area between my graph, which is the green line, and Shreek's graph, which is the red line, is all value for me. This is all profit that I have and Shreek's doesn't have. So what Shreek's can either do is sell this and go home, buy his farms, or he can try to get 1 more mole, finish off this pig, then sell, then go home and buy farms. And I think that's probably the right decision here. If you're gonna waste 3 moles trying to kill a pig, you may as well get the pig at least. So I rebuy this farm, I buy a warren as well, and I buy an MG to force him to sell this stuff because I want him to leave. He's gonna come in again. I'm ready to sell, so here I am. I have this MG building. Again, moles do crit damage to all of these structures here. They're gonna do a lot of damage to this warren, they're gonna do a lot of damage to this guy, and I am here, I'm ready to sell this MG if he just decides to focus it, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for the pig, which is what he does. So I'm focus firing with everything I have. This mole, the mole goes down, but so does my farm, and there we go, he sells everything, so I sell the MG and I rebuy my farm. So here's where the critical error in the game actually comes. You see that as soon as Shreekz has gone home and I've assured that I'm safe, I rebuy all the farms that I was missing before. So now I'm building my way up to 8 farms. He has 4 moles to kill a farm, so I'm a little bit ahead actually at the end of the day here. You know, give or take. I think I actually came out a little bit ahead in this rush, but if the rush had been done better, I could have went way behind, right? So as the person who's, let's say, behind on the rush, it's your goal to get up to 8 farms as quickly and safely as possible. When Shreekz goes here, he goes home, and he decides to buy 3 warrens. He has 120 food sitting here. He buys 3 warrens, and then floats another 80 food on top of it. That could be food spent into building a farm. Goes to buy 2 mines. I see both of them, so I rally out, and my squirrel is going to kill a mine. That's another 20 food for me. And now here's the real issue, right? I cannot actually... Oh, he also sells a warren here. I can't actually pressure him right now. We're both on equal warrens, but I am at 8 farms, and he's just building up his 6th and 7th here. Trying to buy another mine. I do scout his mine again. I know where that is. I keep that in mind. Buying that another third guy. So he's keeping equal on warrens with me, but at this point, you cannot be trying to keep even on warrens. You have to be playing from deficit, because the longer you stay behind on farms, it's just the game is going to get way more and more out of your hands. It's going to become a point where it's unwinnable. Because you see at this point, Shreekz has to buy this farm, because eventually he's just going to lose. And I am able to put all my food into just buying warrens. So now I'm at 5 warrens, and he's just at 3. So I go ahead and I see that I'm actually losing this fight. So before losing everything I own, I back out. And you can see, actually, I lose quite a bit in that fight. I lose like 2 or 3 more squirrels than he does. So I'm like, okay, let's just back up. But I see, look at this. He's up at 8 farms now, but he's only at 3 warrens, and I'm at 5 warrens. And all I have to do at this point is really just kind of right-click in. Shreek's gonna put down some mines here. I actually do not scout the mines, but I have an idea that there probably are some mines here. And there we go. I am right. Load those up, and I'm at 13 squirrels when he's just at 8. And this is not like a skill thing. This just happens to be that I have a lot more squirrels than Shreek's does. That's really the only thing here. So that's gonna be me just cleaning up everything. Now I go in. I see my commander's low health. I back up. I let my squirrels just kill a couple farms here. That's 3 pigs. I focus. Yep, that's 3 pigs going down, and that's the tap out. So I think the main problem in that game is just after the rush, successful or not, you have to go home and buy farms instead of buying just warrens. So I think buying a single warren there, it definitely makes sense because I had already placed down a warren during the rush, and so I would have probably been moving out. So just going like pure farms would have probably been a mistake, but going pure warrens was the bigger mistake, and that ended up just snowballing me eventually to a victory. Alright, I am back at a later session to cast the second one, so here we go. Second example of myself versus Shreekz, him doing a second mole rush on me, and there we go. Shreekz sells his first thing. He originally went up to 7, then goes back down to 6, and I don't know about it yet. There we go, he places the mole warren up here, and then he immediately burrows home. I see, oh, he's behind on farms, so what's he doing? Let's see. He burrows home, he rebuys. I look around, I don't see anything. I assume he's just slow on his farm because he's a new player. This is a big mistake by me. Right, so you can see my scouting pattern. When I went back, I'm like, oh, he's rushing my farms. So I check north of my farms to see if he's putting a mole up here, but he's not. So I'm going, oh, he's just slow on his farms. Okay, fine. I buy a farm, and I start going out again. But actually, the mole's over here. So I actually never saw his mole. And now a second mole is about a couple seconds away from coming out. And here we go. Second mole warren comes out. You see, I scouted this. Now I definitely know something's going on. What's going on? Mole warren. Two warren goes down. I see it now. Couple moles over here, and I go, okay, something needs to be able to defend here. Shreekz, speed up a little bit. Here we go. And now the moles are coming out. And now, here we go. 3 and a 4th mole is coming now for this one pig on the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can't tell if this one's shooting as well, but at least 5 pigs are shooting right now. So here we go. They are doing a good job of focusing this one pig down, and it's going to go down very quickly. So there we go. 1 mole goes down for 1 pig. That's value. And here we go. Second mole goes down, third mole goes down, fourth mole goes down, and now my stuff is out. So, at the end of all this, what happened? I lost 2 farms. I have a mole, and I killed 4 moles. So that's 80 food that he lost, and that's 120 food that I lost. So Shreekz is up. However, what's the other thing happening? Shreekz is now going to go here. He's going to sell both of his warrens, and he's up here. So I'm on 6 farms now, and he is building up his 7th farm. So really, I'm not that far behind on farms. I'm actually only 1 farm behind at the moment. So let's see what happens here. And I also have a warren already built and producing more things. There we go. Now I buy 8th farms. He goes back. He places down a mole warren. Does not buy the 8th farm. Has 160 food. Sells the mole. A little bit of indecisiveness here. There you go. Buys the 8th farm. Still has a ton of food floating right now. Really just needs to spend that food. And I throw down a mole warren to kind of put on some pressure here. So Shreekz, again, has so much food floating here. So I got these moles coming. I'm going to buy a second mole warren here, I believe. Actually going to throw down a squirrel warren. And Shreek's choosing to expand. So at this point, also throws a mine down here. I see this mine. Shreek's has 7 squirrels. I have 7 squirrels. I also have 2 moles. A third one very soon to coming. Shreek's is going to lose this mine. and he's probably going to lose this mill. So I am ready. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go in here. And instead of going for this mill, I decided instead to focus on his retreating troops. So Shreekz is going to run back to his base here and try to fight within his base. That's the smart thing to do. But on this retreat, even though you have the same number of squirrels as me, albeit right, you don't have the moles that I have, so you have the same number of squirrels that I do. And actually, you can see one squirrel is mistargeting. It's actually shooting this mill here. So I actually only have 5 squirrels in this fight. You have 5 squirrels here, a ton resupplying. So you can see now the squirrels are fighting, but then they go down, and this is the moment. So everything is dead now. See, a lot of my squirrels aren't even fighting. Now I pull them in. And now I get the mill, I think. And look, this is the moment. All of your squirrels are spending so much time running here that they're not really fighting me. Right? You're running around a lot, and I'm just getting a lot of free picks. So now I'm gonna get this mill. There we go. And at this point, it's basically game over. I have bowls on top of your stuff, and you're gonna sell that. You're gonna sell this. This should be a couple pigs going down, a couple warrens going down here and there, and this is GG. And it's based on floating food and really not capitalizing on some early game pressure. So I'll just fast forward to the end of the game. It's basically me just putting down more warrens and finishing off the game. There's the surrender. Alright, hope that helps. GG's.